Hey guys, and I'm gonna show you how I made this futuristic sanding board. I'll show you the process from start to finish, and if you stick around till the end, there will be some testing. I have got some taste for this whole Surform business, so today I think I'll address the problem which comes when using a Surform. It leaves kinda rough edges, as you can see. Those are some big marks, and I don't want to have any of those. So, to address this problem, I thought that today we would make some sanding boards. Now, because someone's gonna ask, no, I'm not sponsored by Stanley, and I'm not sponsored by this toothbrush company. Now that that's out of the way, let's start the tutorial. Alright, I'm just gonna do a quick rundown over the materials and tools we're gonna need. First, a pen, a ruler, a fine jigsaw blade and a rough one, a jigsaw, a blunt scissor, some wood glue, half round metal file and wood rasp. Eventually you could use a Surform, some belt sander belts, various grits, a linseed oil and a screwdriver. As for the materials, we're gonna need some 7 to 18mm plywood. Really, it could be anything in between. I'm just gonna laminate a couple of these together to get the thickness I want. Now let's start by taking our belt sander belts and cut them off at the ends. You can now see that we have two pretty flat pieces. What I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna measure how long the distance is from one end to another. Alright, that seems to be 26.5 centimeters, but because we're gonna fold the ends later, we need to make it slightly shorter. Therefore, I'm going for a 21 centimeter long board. For convenience, I'm gonna keep the same width as the sandpaper. So now we're gonna cut out two pieces that are 21 by 7.5 centimeters. The way I'm gonna do this is that first I will make two rough cutouts and then I will glue those together to form a 14mm thick plywood blank. We have two blanks cut out and these are ready for gluing. Now this is for the flat sanding board. I'm going to make a rounded one too, and for that one we're gonna need to have twice the thickness, so now I gotta cut out another 4 boards like this. There you have it, a thick slab and a thin one. Now something that you should know is that I have not planned out everything beforehand, so there will be changes during the build. I promise you changes, and here are they. First off, the flat one now measures 5 by 21 centimeters. All the sides are square, so there's nothing special about it. Now the other one is more interesting. The top measures 4 centimeters in width, and then the sides are cut at an outward angle, meaning that the bottom is wider than the top. Now I'm gonna curve the bottom along the entire thing. So I rounded over the bottom and then I knocked off all the sharp corners, but then it struck my mind that you may not even know what this is. So this is gonna work just like a Surform. You have the base, then there's gonna be some sandpaper underneath, and then we need a handle and a grip. And that is what we're gonna do now. So to make the handle, I have a piece of plywood. I'm gonna cut out the shape that you can see here. I'm then gonna add some extra material to make it more comfortable. Then I'm gonna glue this handle onto the top. Now the front grip is made in a somewhat similar way. The handle is now a lot thicker, we have much more material to work with. Now before attaching it to the base, I'm gonna shape it like the handle found in the Surform, starting with the side profile. I have done the rough shaping with the Surform, and now I'm gonna proceed using my normal hand tools. Am I putting too much time into my handles? Probably, but I really appreciate an ergonomic handle when you're using it for several hours. Now I'm gonna glue it onto the base. I'm adding screws for extra stability. This turned out very nice, I must say. Now as this is drying, I'm gonna make the front grip. I'm thinking some type of bowl-shaped object. Or maybe I can use this marble. Alright, this could either work very well or very bad, so I'm taking a big risk here. The idea is to cut a slot where I'll then try to fit the bowl. Let's hope this works. I obviously have to do this very carefully. So the marble fits, but there's not a whole lot of surface area. I went ahead and cut out this piece of camera, and now I'm going to glue it right here. It's been a couple of hours. I glued these two pieces on and added screws for the aesthetics. Now the marble is gonna sit right in here, and I figured the shiny glass surface like this won't stick to the epoxy, so I cut some grooves with a dremel tool and roughened up the surface with a metal file. The dust is probably not healthy, so I did that outside and I used a respirator. But really, it is extremely hard to cut, much harder than a metal, and now I hope that the epoxy will attach to it. So I'm pretty happy with this glue up. I'm usually not very good at using epoxy, but yeah, turned out pretty good. Now we're gonna wait for 24 hours and then there's some cleanup to do and final sanding. So it's been 2 days and the marble sits here firmly. Now I'm gonna sand this up to 1000 grit. You know, I'd call myself a natural talent when it comes to leaving a build when I'm almost done with it. This one is no exception. It's been sitting here for over a week now. I have made these parts and now I'm gonna assemble everything and you're gonna see how it all comes together. As you can see, these parts are actually clamps. The sandpaper goes in here and is then tightened up by the screws. I'm adding a thin sheet of rubber behind the sandpaper for suspension. Let's see if we can assemble it. Our futuristic sanding board is now finished and I'm gonna try it out. For this I'll make a groove with the Surform and then finish it up with the sanding board. The Surform left some really ugly marks, but with the sanding board we're gonna get rid of them. I must say that the sanding board worked very well. The surface is super smooth and it's ready for final sanding. Now the sandpaper I used was 120 grit, but you could go even higher. Also the rubber definitely had a big impact on the outcome. A great comparison is sanding sponges versus sandpaper. The sanding sponges get into all the small grooves and leaves a better finish, and the same applies for this one. Now, what are my opinions on this build? Well, first off, I think it turned out very great. I really like the design, and I think the glass marble was kind of a risky choice, but it turned out good in the end. And now some of you are probably gonna think, well, what if you drop it on the floor, isn't it gonna break? Yes, it is gonna break, but that's not gonna be a problem, because then I can just shorten the base with 3 centimeters and make a wooden handle. It's not a big deal. Also, you could use this concept to make a round sanding board, or a flat one, or even a concave. It's all up to you. Now obviously you don't have to spend this much time on making it look nice. You can make a much simpler version and it will work just as well. I just wanted to do some experimental stuff for once. So that was all I had for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, hopefully enough so that you feel like subscribing to my channel. I have a lot of videos coming up in the future which I'm looking forward to share with you. I'll see you next time. Bye.